Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to We'll See Garage. Damn, my beard looks even longer on camera. Today's a pretty exciting day because I think we've received the final package that we need to finish the Abarth engine, and that would be the turbo. So, there it is. Finally got it. It only took a week to get here after I ordered it, so all the stuff is finally here. I got all this from DIcorse, so my axle parts are also in here. Here's the man that you will need to contact if you need anything for your Abarth. Robert Zika. He has everything from maintenance to upgrades. So, take a screenshot, pause. This is all the information you need. All right, let's get to it. So, as you guys know, I also ordered my axles. Where are my axles, actually? Oh, I put my axles up here, I think. Yeah. So, let's not step on important things now, shall we? My axles are up there. When we were taking off the axles, the boots were all completely shot. Grease was all over the place. Like, if you look over here, there's still a lot of grease and stuff up there. And that is because those boots failed. Grease was everywhere. So, the axles, obviously, the bearings in there need grease. It seems to me that my tripod bearings are fine. They don't have the play that people say that they should have, or like they're not too stiff or anything like that. So what I'm gonna do right now, as a hopefully permanent, but if anything temporary fix, we are going to be putting new boots and new grease, and then putting the axles back on. Hopefully that's enough. If it's something deeper than that, I'll put a new bearing, but this should be good enough. So I don't know how to differentiate them, but we've got inner boots and outer boots. So that's 1 boot, 2, 3, and 4. So that's all the boots that we need. There's also all their clamps, new clamps, and a bunch of grease in there. So that should be everything we need for our axles. Now for the exciting stuff. Oh, what is this? Look like studs for something. Cool. Garrett Advancing Motion. Give me some of that, sir. If I haven't mentioned it a million times already, this is a brand new turbo that's been modified. It's a 1446. It has an upgraded ergal turbine and upgraded compressor wheels. So, still a 1446, but juiced up basically. My reasoning was like, I didn't want to throw in the stock turbo because I was like, that's the same thing I already had. So I did have the car for, actually yesterday was 2 years. I've had the car for 2 years, but I never tuned it. I had a callus downpipe and an intake and all those mods, but I never tuned it. My mistake, obviously. So I haven't really felt what a tuned stock turbo feels like, but I was like, if we have the entire engine out, we might as well put an upgraded turbo. So I didn't want to go all crazy with the TD04 because then that's oil cooled and you have to do a couple modifications here and there. So the best drop-in option is this, upgraded 1446. The reason I went with this turbo from DIcorse is because they work closely with Old School Garage. And Old School Garage is a reputable company in Italy for Abarth tuning. So what they do is they offer you a tune, and with that tune comes data logging. So basically, doesn't matter how modern your car is, if you want a tune, you send them a file, they send you a file back, you put that on, and then you data log. So they'll see what the car needs, what the car doesn't need, and they basically tune your car to perfection, or as close as they can, according to your mods. What deterred me from other companies is that a lot of people, not a lot, but some people say that like companies that send you just a tune file and say, all right, that's it, end of story, down the road they have problems. Like some people blow engines, some people burn exhaust valves. I didn't really want to deal with that with a whole brand new motor, so I figured I'd go this route, make sure everything is dialed in perfectly. So brand new turbo, Old School Garage tune, data logging, gonna make sure everything's perfect. I can already see a bunch of shipping grease all over the place. What's this? All right, installation kit. Comes with gaskets, seals, and washers. An installation kit for the turbo. Don't need that. Sheesh. Shiny. This is what she looks like. Pretty much the same. Very slippery. I almost dropped it. Pretty much the same as a stock turbo. Again, it's the internals that matter. So, oof, that is a lot of grease. Let me wipe this down before I drop it by accident. God damn, I gotta relax. This is the turbo in all of its glory. Nothing spectacular. All that's spectacular about it is how brand new it is. So today I want to install this turbo onto the engine because once everything's on there, then you can get to the specifics, wiring, the hoses, the coolant lines, all that stuff. So I want to mount the exhaust manifold, mount the turbo, and then get more lines connected on this engine. My old turbo is attached to my exhaust manifold, so we have to detach those, and then yeah, we'll start with that. Actually, I also had these two parts sitting for a large while. Those two parts being, where are they at? A blow-off valve and a wastegate actuator. Right here. Turbo Smart. Oh, Turbo Smart sticker, baby. That's gonna be the first one on the car. So we've got ourselves a blow-off valve from Turbo Smart. This is a dual port. So, atmosphere. Is that a tear already? I haven't even taken this thing out of the box, bro. I think that's just for the wiring. I think it'll be fine. Should make some cool sounds. You've got the hardware for that in there. So we're gonna install that on the new turbo. And right here, wrapped up, also never touched, a wastegate actuator from Forge. So this and the blow-off valve we have to install in the turbo. I honestly can't remember why I ordered these two. I think I may have gotten them for a good deal from somebody. I can't really remember. I know I wouldn't buy these brand new. I think it must have been a good deal. But yeah, we've got these two. We have to load them on the turbo. A lot of people say that the Turbo Smart wastegate actuator is better than the Forge. It always seems to be a matter of adjustment that people have issues with. So we're gonna deal with that when time comes. But we're throwing these two on the turbo. Workbench would be nice for what I'm about to do, but there seems to be a lot of stuff everywhere. I mean, if I work over here, the AC is gonna be in the mic. I could move this, but it's a little cramped. Our toolbox has wheels and not a lot of stuff on it. Toolbox? More like mobile workbench. That should be good enough. And good lighting. Okay. Old turbo. We've got to separate it from right here. I almost walked back to where the toolbox was to grab a wrench, but I got it right here. These are 13s. First try, baby. Okay. Not as bad as I thought. Never mind. That's one. Oh, but the nut comes off of this one. Third one. Oh, that one was like it wasn't even tight. Okay, now we've got one stud not holding us, never mind. Cooked gasket. But this is the manifold. Need to reuse this. Oh, the turbo came with new studs actually. The turbo came with bigger studs actually. So I think we're gonna use these. But what about the nuts? I still need the nuts, I'm gonna assume. They sent studs, but no nuts. Pop the cap on the new one. This is the new, and that's the old. Is there much of a difference? Yes. That's that wheel. That's that one. So that is new and old right there. I am such an idiot. I'm literally looking at the studs sticking out of this turbo, and I'm worried about these and the ones that came with it. We're still left with the problem of the nuts though. Wait, so then what are those other studs for? I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna put these in the vise, get these nuts off, and then we'll see. This thing is on there, man. God, dude. Tightening this to the best of my ability and it's still spinning in the vise. Nah, no way. I can't tighten this vise anymore. Okay. Okay. Hello? Hi. When does fire not work, baby? Don't step on that. God. All right, all 4 nuts have been removed, and now we've got to stick this bad boy on the exhaust manifold. Or should I do the wastegate actuator? Wastegate actuator and blow-off valve? Yeah, why not, right? Yeah, let's do the wastegate and the blow-off valve. I mean, it looks like it's just a clip that I can pry out, so let me do that. Oh my God. Where did that go? There's no way I just lost that. Dude, that thing went flying. Found it. Okay, with our suicidal clip out of the way. Okay, wastegate removed. I mean, actually, no, it's the same length. Yep, same length. Just gotta pop it on. That does not reach. And that's as far back as it'll go. Do I extend this thing out as much as I can, or I can loosen it, which brings it out more, but I don't know if that's what I should be doing. I mean, it's starting to reach. Like it reaches now. Oh, it even pops on. It works. And we gotta slide this pin back on. All right. Oh, there we go, I think. I mean, it clicked. Does it spin freely in its place? Yes, it does. Okay. That's in there. The wastegate actuator is installed. Now we have got to install our blow-off valve. This came with its own hardware. Which way should this plug be going? The opposite way of where the vacuum line attaches to the wastegate. So that would be like this. No, that would be like this. Had to let my phone charge, but I tightened the blow-off valve down, so this turbo is now ready to be mounted to the exhaust manifold. Before we do that, we need to clean up our mating surfaces. So that being one, pretty dirty. And this is pretty cooked too, so I'm gonna wire brush these down. Last time we were wire brushing something, one of you guys commented to be more careful and to wear a respirator. This isn't aluminum, this is iron, but there is a lot of stuff that's gonna be flying around. I'm not ignoring your advice. Next time we do wire brush, I'll get respirators. Right now I just don't have the time. I'm gonna do the good old shirt trick and keep my distance while I'm doing it. I mean, we do that all the time, but you know, a respirator would be a great idea. So next time we do something like this, we'll have respirators. Realized I had that on time lapse and I was talking the whole time, but this is all nice and smooth now. Now we gotta do this. All right, I've got the exhaust manifold all cleaned up. I ended up, these two goons joined me. I ended up spraying this with engine degreaser because it wasn't coming off very easily. I let it sit for 10 minutes and then I wire brushed it and now it's pretty smooth. I have one small concern. Oh
my God, he's gonna warp the manifold.
I think I already did that. That's what I was about to mention. I sprayed it all with brake clean to get all the stuff outside and inside out. Now, the one thing that I'm concerned about is the irregular shape on the ports over here. Like that one, that can't be normal. That ship right there. And they all have some weird shapes. I'm gonna ask the groups about this because it doesn't look normal. It might be normal, I don't know.
Put it down in the comments if it is normal.
Yeah, facts. If you know if it's normal or not, comment. But for now, just gonna throw the gasket on. I mean, we're gonna put the turbo on this. I don't know what I'm supposed to even do about that now. I cannot remember which side is which. If the groove side is down or up.
We'll see.
Guys, I cannot tell which side is which. So I had to watch the video back, but we've determined that this gasket has a rib on it. So on one side and the other side has an indent. I watched the video back to see which side was which. And the rib side goes on the exhaust manifold side?
Yeah.
The rib goes over like that. We also have to clean this mating surface for the engine side. Probably gonna use a Scotch-Brite and clean this whole thing up. And I'll mount the turbo in the meantime. I'm gonna reuse the old nuts. I don't really know if that's a good idea, but the new turbo didn't come with them, so. Si, senor. So, the turbo is attached to the exhaust manifold, and the torque specification is 35 Newton meters. We don't really know how to get a torque wrench in there, so we're just gonna give it the proper amount of torque Tortellinis. So I'm just gonna tighten it as much as I safely can. If you got any ideas in the comments on how to torque this properly, please let me know. Damn, that's pretty tight. Okay, this one.
Click, click. Quick, quick.
Okay. Okay. Those are pretty tight. Now, you gotta put all this onto the engine. Actually, we're going to be doing the oil filter because why not? I was meant to do it when I was doing the spark plugs, but I kind of forgot. Damn, son. This is how you do oil changes at Ford?
He usually uses the impact gun.
Not at all. Anyway,
We'll compression test it when it gets in the car, bro.
We'll find out.
We have 1 week to get this back in the car.
Drier than my DMs. Not that bad.
This sparkly. Can you see the night sky in there?
Pop the oil filter off. We're gonna put a new O-ring and a new filter, but we also have this oil cooler seal, which I forgot to install, so we're gonna do that right now.
Well, I'm wondering why that was this on it.
Oh, oil came out. Screw coolant.
Yo, tell me this gasket doesn't look like Eva from Wall-E.
What?
Eva from Wall-E.
I don't know what Eva is.
You don't know who Eva is?
You don't know Eva?
Damn.
Wall-E.
That's the movie of 2008 or 9, whatever.
That kind of looks like Eva, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Right there, right there.
Yeah.
Wall-E.
Say hello to Ruby Garage.
Okay, that should be good. Did you lubricate that with the oil?
I did, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was new oil filter and O-ring.
Click, click.
You get one little bit and then after.
A little bit of sauce, Haki. A little bit. We've located our exhaust manifold studs. Now we're gonna put them in there.
That's what the viewers heard. Would you like to re-say that for them?
John Winters what?
We found our exhaust manifold studs and we're gonna thread them in now. 9:23, bright and early on a Tuesday morning. I think we last left off on finding these studs that Adam hid when he went on vacation. So now we have to install this turbo back onto the car. So I've got a new exhaust manifold gasket for that and we're gonna clean up this old heat shield. But one issue that I think we have, the nuts came off with the stud. If we can figure out a way to safely get these nuts off the stud, then we're gonna do so. But if not, I think when the exhaust manifold gets put back on the car, we're just gonna stick them in like this and try to get them as tight as possible. That is definitely not the right way of doing it. I think this came with 2, or however many it needs. Is that 2 or are they combined? I think this like sandwiches the... No, these look pretty separate to me. Hold on, do I have to separate these? Pretty sure I do. That doesn't feel right. No, they're like punched together. Maybe I just slide it over. I think what I have to do is just slide this. No, but if it's punched together, hold on. How am I supposed to get this through? Oh, but this is punched in too. I am so confused right now. I guess that separates like that? I'm gonna clean up this piece right here because it's pretty messed up, and then I'll be back to figure out how to deal with that gasket situation. To the person that told us to wear respirators when wire wheeling aluminum, I'm listening. Okay, I went outside and wire wheeled this, got most of it off. This side is pretty messed up. This side I got pretty clean. Now I gotta figure out how to attach these gaskets that are, for some reason, attached to each other. Get that!
Can you attempt to pronounce that?
Prosta?
Okay.
Prostitute. Crawfish.
Let me see.
Prostitute crawfish. Prosta crawwheats. Prostitute crawfishes. Should I get the hammer?
I feel like we should just put this on and not worry about it.
We left at 11 o'clock to go get a belt and a clutch alignment tool. And we came back at 1 with pretzels. We've had our pretzels. Now we're figuring out our drive belt situation over here. Watch out, schmuck.
Would you like the channel locks?
I think that's right. For anyone in the same scenario, this is what the belt should look like. Can we make some progress? This engine has to go in today, sir.
I put a belt on!
Okay, we got a belt. We got a belt, baby. That's it.
Hey, you want
Throw the engine in. Throw the engine in.
I put all the lines back on. Not much was done, to be honest, but basically I put on the alternator lines, this little line right here that connects to the AC condenser, and then I basically buttoned everything up because this goes to the engine bay, this goes to the charge pipe, which I actually still need to put on. It's over there. But yeah, we need to put this back on here, connect these 2 lines, and that's it for wiring.
We're gonna get this turbo back on, route all of its line. Jason's gonna single-handedly put this turbo on by himself. He's holding it by its goddamn mouth right now.
Yeah, oh, also, actually, almost forgot. Don't forget your grounds. There's a ground right here at the top of the motor, and there's a ground right here that goes on top of your AC condenser.
There's a lot more grounds than that, but yeah.
Yeah, but right now for the top of the motor.
Yeah. So we're gonna mount the turbo, do all of its lines, and hopefully get the engine ready to put on the hoist so that we can hold it up, and then while it's up in the air, do all the clutch stuff and the rear main seal. So let's finish up this engine. So I asked the Facebook groups about our little debacle that we had with our heat shield, and they said that normally you're supposed to have.
Excuse me, sir. Nobody cares about your segment.
13?
Hi guys, how you doing?
13? Do you have 13?
They say that the gasket is supposed to come with the heat shield. I only got a gasket. They say you're not supposed to separate them, so it's a good thing that we didn't try doing that. Facebook said just install the gasket without the heat shield, so I guess we're gonna get a straight turbo action on the engine, if you can see this right now. You're gonna have nothing between the turbo and the engine. I don't know how I feel about that, but you know, if it gets hot, it gets hot. You still have to unplug that to get it behind the timing cover.
No.
Oh, you did already?
No,
Yeah.
it's still not behind the timing cover.
Does that have to be routed all the way
This
down?
part of the harness is supposed to go behind the timing cover, but we installed the motor mount and the timing cover fully, so I guess we gotta take that out and do that again.
A was.
It's advertised as plug and play. There's no way we're gonna have a problem. Are they too?
Yeah, plug and play. Plug and play.
That's not the right one then.
And which one would plug into here a
No,
was?
we're gonna.
This is the one that's labeled as turbo.
Okay, hold on. We gotta figure this out. My blow-off valve does not want to plug into right here, which is not fun. Nuts.
Yeah, for the two.
So I have a little bit of a problem with my PCV. We don't have the parts to put together my PCV, so we're just gonna plop it onto here and then probably put like a filter on it just to start the car, see if it's all good. Everything else is pretty much bolted on and ready. The exhaust manifold is attached, turbo's attached. We have this little problem with the harness, but I asked Facebook, hopefully they can help us out with that. Connect this vacuum line to the wastegate, and right now I'm gonna I'm gonna bring all the coolant lines and oil lines off the oil. I'm gonna connect them onto the oil cooler and see where they go. I don't know if we were recording or not for this oil line. I know we were struggling on camera, but this line you have to pry up or down with the screwdriver while you put that giant bolt in. It was quite the struggle. If we didn't get that on video, I'm gonna be sad. Anyways,
You know what you should do?
we're onto a coolant line. This comes off the thermostat and directly into the turbo. No, into the oil cooler. So I'm gonna clean this up because it is pretty dirty. So I'm gonna clean it up, put new O-rings on it as Jason suggests, and then that's next. Yes, can't really see what he's doing, but
I did it with a knife.
don't mind me. Just taking care of my car. What the hell is the downpipe doing on the engine, bro?
Adam, we are not ready for it yet.
Yeah, but where are the little screws for it?
That's a really good question, Adam. Probably. Oh, it's oil. That was coolant feed 1, so it should be labeled accordingly. If it wasn't for organization, we would not have found the 3 things that we just needed.
Yo, boss.
What?
Why don't you take your organization
Can I get the
and your organizer and shove them up your rectum sideways?
Well, then my car wouldn't be running. Well, that's that line done. All right, next oil line is for the turbo. Comes off the oil filter. That drone goes right about here. Oh wait, how's that gonna go in the turbo? It's bendy, right? Nope, don't do that.
This is the one for the. Oh,
This one, that goes here, and then this goes into here, and
Yeah.
that goes onto the bottom right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe this doesn't go.
That one looks like it's bent for the top.
Turbo gasket
Okay, and these, oh my god, washers.
for the feed line for the turbo.
So,
Yeah. Oh!
what, it goes,
Oh!
Oh!
Okay, so now take a line off of there. That line, this line go on last. Yeah, there's a line that goes in the back that you gotta do.
It's a line behind the turbo. Coolant line, look at that. Goes boom, 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 boom.
Mother.
So, this oil line seems to be in a little bit of a interesting position. Where does it go now?
It goes into the turbo.
Like literally right underneath this thing. That line goes into the main coolant right
Did you
there.
get it into the back yet?
Nope.
Off the oil filter, up into the turbo, up and around, and into here.
Tight.
Tight. Gotta make sure it's tight.
My finger is bigger than 17 millimeters.
I'm a 19.
Let me see that.
This gasket goes on this side. This comes from the oil pan, goes into the oil filter, and then comes up into the turbo. So we're gonna do that next.
I need the bolt. Now I need those 2 big copper washers.
Organization.
2 big copper washers. Stat.
Turbo oil line. See? All that stuff is in
Wash!
We've got
2 big turbo lines. Stat.
You said you needed a 13? Or what was it, a 12? Here you go. Where's it from?
I need the gasket for this.
You can get a free wrap.
Here you go.
So basically, Wass ordered some parts from TurboSmart about a year ago for his car. He never put it in, we never tested it, we never saw if it worked or not. So basically, this part is not meant for this car. We are putting back the original diverter valve on the new turbo just to start the car.
So when we do the rear main seal, the clutch, the flywheel, put the transmission on, then we can bolt it back into the...
Yes.
That's exciting.
That's a whole lot of words.
I like your words, Magic Man.
Okay, so we got our 2 Ace Hardware nuts on our exhaust manifold stud.
Ace Hardware sponsor us.
That's a fact. We're there like almost every project now. Boom, boom. They're tying down, and now we are ready to...
Your motor mat tastes like metal.
What? These kids and tasting every part of the car, bro.
Kids or kid?
Are we ready to strap it up and put it on the hoist? Yeah! Oh my god. So now we're gonna strap this up to the engine hoist, get it off the engine stand, and then we should have enough.
Jason, for sake. So now that everything is put onto the motor, we're gonna strap it up, put it on the hoist, and we're gonna start working on the flywheel and whatever's remaining.
Clutch, flywheel, throw bearing, all that fun stuff, and then slap the transmission on. Once we have the transmission on, put it back in the car, and then figure everything else out from there.